Hey everybody, it's Fernando from the Rollback Podcast, and today, everybody, I am reviewing Insidious, The Red Door. Now, I'm in a different area right now because I'm outside cooking in my smoker, so I have to be around. So, the synopsis is as follows. Josh Lambert heads east to drop his son Dalton off at school. However, Dalton's college dream soon becomes a living nightmare when the repressed demons of his past suddenly return to haunt them both. Alright, let's get into it. So, prior to seeing The Red Door, I had watched Insidious 1, 2, 3, and a little bit of 4. Just because my sister wanted to watch them, so we watched them together. So I was really fresh into the Insidious story before watching this. I wasn't really planning on watching it prior, but I mean, situation came up, so I ended up doing it. So I like the Insidious story. The first two movies have to do with the Lambert family. And you know, I do enjoy that story. I was looking back at that first one and how it's shot in a very different way. Like, it's not following the character like right over their shoulder or right behind them. Like, sometimes they'll let them go into a room and you're kind of watching from the door inside. So I like that aspect. Because the first two, I believe, were directed by James Wan. Those who don't know, James Wan, very famous director of horror, Saw, Insidious 1, Insidious 2, The Conjuring. He's pretty much the biggest horror director of the 20th century. I mean, to be fair, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, looking back on it, he's probably the biggest horror director of the 21st century. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, real fresh in my head. So watching this is about 10 years after the second movie. They bring in the original cast. We got Patrick Wilson back as Josh. We have Rose Byrne back as Renee. We have Andrew Astor back as Foster, and Ty Simpkins back as Dalton. Those are the same kids that were in the first two ones, now back in this one. So it's very interesting to see them. Like, I mean, they're grown up now. The only one that's changed is the daughter. She started off as a baby, and now she's like 10, 11. So she's kind of... They really don't show her. They show her like once, and then that's pretty much it. She has like nothing to do with the story whatsoever. This movie is really centered around Josh and Dalton. So since then, the Lambert family's been hampered by divorce. There is a resentment towards Josh from Dalton. He really resents his dad. Kind of feels like his dad is out of his life and just not really all there. So at the end of Insidious 2, they both get hypnotized to forget the year of Dalton being in a coma. So they forget that whole year. They forget about going into the further. They forget about the demons. They forget about Josh being possessed. Everything. So it starts from there. So yeah, they're in divorce, very huge resentment towards each other. This movie is really about the father-son dynamic as opposed to the entire family. It really is about Josh and Dalton trying to save their relationship, while fighting off, this demon. So the demon is the same one from the first one, which they never really go into details as to what this demon is, which is probably the bad thing for the first movie and this movie, because it's kind of like, man, you should have gone over this demon so that we could at least know it, feel like a more connection towards these characters. But yeah, same demon as the first one. I don't want to spoil it too much. So spoiler free, just going off of how I felt. I enjoyed this movie. I didn't hate it. It's not scary. There's like a couple jump scares, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's really not that scary, which I found pretty shocking. The movie doesn't drag. It feels like it goes good at a good pace. And looking at like the IMDb and stuff, it's crazy that this movie, I didn't even know. This is directed by Patrick Wilson, the guy who plays the father. He plays the father. He also plays Ed Warren in the Conjuring universe, so you know who he is. Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea that he was going to be directing this movie. Sorry for my dog. But yeah, I had no idea he was directing this movie. So looking back at it, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was fine. I think especially because I was really fresh into the story of the Lamper family. I think if you hadn't seen the movies in a while, or if you're a new fan jumping into this, it's not going to be something that you're going to be into. You probably won't enjoy it. And it makes sense. Like, I don't think anyone can really hate someone for not liking it. But I mean, the thing that sucks is that you really have to have seen the first two movies to kind of get this one. If I had to rank the Insidious movies, it'd honestly be the way that it follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's how I would rank it. Maybe you could switch out 1 and 2, because 2 was really good. Like, looking back at it, I was like, man, this movie is actually pretty good. Maybe you could switch out those two just based on your preferences, but for me, I would rate them as they came out: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's definitely the weaker of the bunch, which sucks, but you know, it's not the worst thing. It's not a horrible movie. The budget wasn't too crazy either. It was $16 million. Pretty sure they're gonna make their money back. So it's really nice to see them take a chance on this, kind of close a chapter on this Insidious chapter. Something that was already kind of closed before, but you know, they kind of reopened it, and well, here we go. But yeah, this movie, not so much scary. If you're looking for a scary movie, if you're looking for something that's gonna scare you, probably shouldn't watch this movie. It's not really the scariest. But I mean, we don't have much. We don't have any movies out there. I mean, the box office movies right now are pretty lame. So if you want to go out and spend your money on watching Insidious, The Red Door, go for it. I would say wait till like a Tuesday where the prices are a little lower. You probably get a good deal. Or if you have one of those memberships, like I have the Stubbs membership where you get 3 movies a week, go ahead, use it, go watch it, get yourself some popcorn, enjoy it. But I know right now it's tough because like you're telling people like, hey, spend your money at the movie theater, where it's very expensive to spend your money at the movie theater. But if you can save a little money going on a day where it's cheaper, hey, stop biting. Sorry, my dog. If you could save money when it's a little bit cheaper, go for it. No one's gonna blame you for it. But down to the rating. If I had to rate this movie out of 5, I'd say 3 out of 5. Not bad, above average. Above the halfway mark. Not too bad, not too crazy. Really enjoyable movie, especially if you're into the Insidious franchise. Definitely you'll enjoy it, you'll like it. It won't be on your top horror movie list, but you will enjoy it for what's in the theaters right now. But yeah, 3 out of 5, I'd say that. I guess that's it, everybody. It's a pretty short review. This one's going up on the YouTube page. God knows when Eddie puts it up, but he will definitely put it up. Please check us out wherever you get your podcast needs. Google, Spotify, Apple, anywhere. That's where we are, the Rollback Podcast. I try to put out more YouTube videos because they're a little shorter and I just don't really have a lot of time anymore. So I'm trying to do that a little bit more. I know Eddie and Chema are going to be recording for Indy 5. God bless them. Other than that, yeah, I think that's it, everybody. This is Fernando from the Rollback Podcast. Let's cut it.